Houston woman divorces then adopts husband after wreck left him with brain damage. That's
From the moment Chris and James Armstrong married, they created an unusual blended family. That's because Chris brought with her her ex husband, Brandon. They were high school sweethearts who married at 21. What do you remember about the wedding?
I still remember being at the church and them opening the doors and walking down with my dad and seeing Brandon, at the end of the aisle and just knowing that I wanted to spend my life with him and that I loved him.
2 years after they got married, Brandon was T-boned by a moving truck,
oh
leaving
no.
him with a traumatic brain injury.
He was in a coma and we didn't know when or if he
Terrible.
would wake up and what would happen.
Although he did wake up, he was unable to take care of himself.
He was
Oh,
in something called post-traumatic amnesia at that time. And so his memory, which really he's never really fully gotten out of, but his memory was like 10 seconds long. This was really when it became clear that I went from being a wife to a caregiver. My friends even came to me after I'd been doing this for several months and they said, "We love you so much and we support you, but
oh,
you can't keep doing this. You're drowning. We see you drowning."
oh.
So after 5 years of caring for Brandon and longing to have children and wanting to again be in love with someone who could be in love with her,
Wow.
Chris decided to divorce Brandon.
Whenever I thought about moving forward with a divorce, the thing that terrified me the most would be that I wouldn't be able to care for Brandon. Stand up. There we go.
What?
So she asked a judge to make her Brandon's legal guardian.
And I told her, nothing's going to change. I'm going to continue to take care of Brandon forever. And each year now, I have to renew guardianship papers, and they usually ask for a picture. And now I get to send the picture of Brandon with our whole family. And I've gotten to write the judge and tell her, I don't know if you remember me, but I've stood true to what I said, and Brandon's an integral part of our family.
By creating this family with James Armstrong, she found love for herself and for Brandon.
It's a sad story, but there's a lot of beauty in it too.
Thought that was James.
Well, you want to know what
So
moved
you're
me the
taking
most
care
about
of
this?
her,
It's
nigga?
the thought of you loving her enough to help care for Brandon.
Yeah, that's the same.
That's what made me weep.
Oh
It's
man.
not just loving her; it's loving Brandon too. You know.
Whoa. Why you love? It's crazy, man.
He needs people that love him.
That love looks like feeding him, maintaining his hygiene, taking him to therapy appointments, and giving him the willpower and a little extra willpower.
What? What does Brandon think though?
Living.
I think in the physicality of him helping with Brandon, that's one piece. I mean, the fact that we change Brandon together, I can do it by myself, but it's very, very hard. James helps me. Like that is such a gift of love.
You ready? You
That's
sit down. I got you.
insane.
James cares for Brandon in the same fatherly way he watches he and Chris's children, 4-year-old Meadow and 6-year-old Juniper. They snuggle up to the now 38-year-old man they call Uncle Brandon.
Hey,
But
hi, sweetheart.
How are you, huh?
Brandon lives in a nursing home, but every few days, they bring him home.
what?
On the day we spent with them, Juniper nearly jumped in Brandon's wheelchair after school.
It's ticklish.
It made me feel good to be able to make him smile by playing his favorite artist.
Wow.
Some Bob Marley? Bob Marley. Yeah, Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
He was
tough.
unusually engaged on the day we spent with them.
Yeah.
Today, I feel like especially you're like super tuned in, which is cool because it's like it comes and goes, Some days we can really connect and some days we can't.
The good days and the not so good ones are chronicled on Chris's TikTok account. There, she has found some of the grief support she's always been looking for.
That's
Where
insane.
did we both work in college? We worked at Casa Ole.
Brandon's long-term memory is one thing the accident didn't take away from him entirely. She is the one person he recognizes. Always.
You remember the song that we danced to at our wedding? They read you Cinderella. Yeah. He is a very part of me right
What?
now because I carry his heart in my heart and I always will. And so the decisions that I've made to have him in our life, be a part of our family, is because I can't not. You know, when somebody is so tied to you, you can't untie that. Love
Wow.
you.
Before we left them, Chris
I gotta know, man. If y'all watching this, definitely gonna post this. But let me know if you would take care of your significant other in the. That is crazy.
told us something James said which shocked us. Something so
She's strong,
unlike,
bro.
so
She's
improbable,
strong.
but so
He's
beautiful.
strong too.
He said if some miracle, treatment happens for people with a brain injury and Brandon can be healed, he said, I want you to be with him. You were with him first.
She's a G. She's
And
amazing.
I think that it's, I don't think that's going to happen, but just the fact that, I don't know, you're just a very special person. You really are.
I don't
Special.
think I am, but
Really
just
special.
are.
You are, bro.
do right.
Yeah.
You know, do
Yeah.
what my heart tells me to do.
And then James said this.
I also told her if anything happens to her where she passes away, I will fight for guardianship.
Yeah.
You will have another advocate.
Welcome.
Wow,
to
that's
Flat Ice.
That's amazing. Give it up for her, bro.